Hi everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me well. We still have 3 more minutes before we can start the class. So we'll wait some more. Okay, Jessica, thank you for coming. So good to have you. I hope you can hear me. I'm sure you can see me. Perfect. Yes, you can hear me. That's good. That's good to know. Always good to have the confirmation. So yeah, 2 more minutes. Grab your yoga mat, maybe a towel if you're feeling hot because in Holland is getting warmer actually day by day. That's why I'm no longer wearing my my thick jacket. Um, if you're in Bali, of course, mosquito spray always good, mosquito repellent, and always good to have a blanket, especially if you have knee sensitivity. Maybe some block or straps if you have them. If you don't have any of those, don't worry about it. We just need your presence for this class, nothing else. And today we're going to work our way into Natarajasana, but I'm not really sure that we're going to make it into the peak pose for within 30 minutes because we only have 30 minutes practice. But if we don't make it to the peak pose, we're going to continue this practice so that we can continuously grow every time we practice together. So on Saturday, we're going to get to the higher to the next peak, basically to the Natarajasana or King Dancer pose. Okay, so I guess you're ready, and just 1 more minute until we start. Good, everyone. So find a nice seated position. If you have the accessibility, you can find a seated position in a kneeling down position like what I have right here. So it's also known as Vajrasana. If this is a little bit too heavy on your knees or your ankle, grab anything that resembles a block. So you can use a thick book, a dictionary, anything really, and place it underneath your sit bones so that you don't have to put so much pressure on your knees. You can also use a blanket or a pillow. So pillow is actually the best idea to use because it's soft. And in here I have a blanket to show you what it's look like if you want to sit on a blanket. Of course, you can always fold the blanket a little more here so that you can sit nice and tall. So before we begin, I'm so happy that you are still sticking into this practice. My name is Pritha. I'm live streaming directly from my home in the Netherlands to your home. And we're going to do this practice 3 times a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So put that on your calendar and let's get started with our practice. So once you settle down into this Vajrasana or any seated position really, so if you feel like you just want to sit in Sukhasana or an easy, steady pose, go ahead and do that. And as long as you can breathe, stay still into the practice. Maybe keep your hands on top of your thighs. Take a deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you feel like it. Otherwise, stay here. And gently release. Good. On our next inhale, we're going to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale to release. Good. 2 more deep breaths, just like that. Inhale in, squeeze the shoulders up, 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 up. Nice and easy. And exhale to release. Good. One more time, just like that. Inhale in, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, release. Good. Keep the breath flowing. Inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Again, inhale in and exhale. Good. On your next inhale, allow the expansion to happen from the belly. On your next exhale, begin to contract. Try to pull the lower bellies in towards the spine. Again, inhale in. Exhale, contract. Good. Continue to breathe just like that throughout the rest of our practice into our Ujjayi breath. So let's come all the way onto all fours. Take a moment to just relax your legs, maybe your ankle, maybe draw a circle here with your ankles. And make sure that you're finding the best way to stay in this all fours, checking in with your body, maybe moving side to side while continuing yourself to breathe. So it is important to stay connected to the breath throughout the entire practice. Good. Now from here on, we're going to come all the way back into the center of this all fours, making sure that your wrists are resting directly underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Point your index fingers forward and try to claw your hands a little bit as if you really want to grab your yoga mat with your finger pads. And make sure that your knees are hip width apart, placing your knees underneath your hips. Okay, so let's pull the lower bellies in towards the spine. On your next inhale, drop the bellies down. Send the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Bring your chin into the chest. Good. Inhale in. Exhale out. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Slowly come back into your neutral spine. Let's bring the left hands into the center. So placing that left hands directly in line with your chin. Inhale, reach your right arms up to the sky into this simple twist, looking up towards the right fingertips. And exhale, we're going to wrap the right arms underneath the left armpit, just like the thread the needles posture, but we're actually not going to lay down on the floor, just halfway down towards the earth. Inhale again, reach the right arms up to the sky, open up through the heart. And exhale, round these right arms all the way towards the left side of the room. Inhale, reach the right arms up to the sky. Remember to breathe and exhale, rounding in. Good. Two more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale in. And exhale. Good. Last one to inhale. On your exhale, place the right hands back into the earth where the wrists can be lined with your shoulders. Take a moment to find your center, and we're going to do the same thing to the opposite side. So the right hands right in the center, align with your chin. On your next inhale, reach the left arms up to the sky. Exhale, round that left arms all the way underneath the right armpit and try to bend the right elbow just a teeny tiny bit. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, reach the left arms up to the sky. Exhale, round the left arms underneath the right armpit. Breathe. Good job. Inhale, reach the left arms up, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the left arms underneath the right armpit. Good job. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhaling. Keep the breath going. Exhale. Last one to inhale to reach all the way up. Exhale. Take the left hands all the way down to the earth. Bring the right hands back underneath the shoulders, and let's open the knees a little wider than hip width apart and bring the big toes together to touch. If you have lower back pain, I would suggest you to bring the knees together instead of the knees apart. But if you don't have any complaint about your lower back, you can send the hips back towards your heels and reach your arms forward. And begin to allow your forehead to melt down to the earth. Allow all the tension, especially on your forehead, to let go. Allow all the tension on your jaws to slowly let go. And allow the tension all over your wrist and your shoulders also to let go. And the deeper you are with your breath, you can start to feel that your heart beginning to open, and your heart will begin to be ready to let go of things that don't serve you anymore. And as you stay here in this child's pose, let's set an intention for our practice today. Where do you want to take this practice into? What made you came to this practice in the first place? What was the drive behind that action? Good. On your next inhale, gently lift the forehead off the ground, look forward towards your fingertips, and begin to walk the hands back towards your knees, and then we'll slowly come back into all fours. Let's curl the toes under here, and begin slowly to lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. If this is your first down dog of the day, take everything as gently, as fluidly as possible, maybe bending your knees side to side. Maybe moving your head side to side into a gesture of yes or no. So if you hear some cracks and pop sounds, that's completely normal, right? So as long as you don't feel any pain coming with that sound, that's okay, all good. And then let's slowly bring the knees back down again to the earth. Just one more time, keeping the knees at hip width apart this time. On your exhale, lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog once again. This time, try to draw the heels down towards the earth. Allow the back of the neck to lengthen. On your next inhale, gently bend the knees, look forward, and drop the knees down to the earth, keeping the knees at hip width apart. Remember that claw hands. So when you claw your hands on the mat or on the floor, you can save your wrist from taking too much pressure, especially in downward facing dog. Because to be honest, you either love or hate downward facing dog. But if you know more about it and how to do it, that gets better. Okay, so let's extend the right leg long behind you. Point the right pinky toe onto the earth. And reach the left arms up and long in front of you, keeping the back of the neck lengthened. Pushing away through the right palm so that the right shoulders are away from the ears. On your next exhale, we're going to squeeze the elbow and the knees together to the belly. On your inhale, extend your arms and the leg all the way. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Inhale, reaching all the way up. So option 1, you can stay here, stay still. Option 2, you can try to bend the right knee. Okay, so I have a lot of options in this class. Option 3, to maybe grab the right foot with the left hand and begin to kick that right leg away. So try to choose your option, choose your battle mindfully, respecting your body, your mind, and slowly exhale. Come all the way back to the earth. Keeping the knees at hip width apart, we're going to move the same way to the opposite side. Claw the hands against the ground to save your wrist from pain. And let's extend the legs, the left leg this time, out behind you. Point the left pinky toe down towards the earth and flex that left foot. When you're ready, engage the core and begin to reach the right arms out and away. Keeping the back of the neck once again lengthen and open. Exhale, squeeze the elbow and the knees in towards your chest or your belly. And inhale to open, to lengthen, to spread the wings. And exhale to squeeze it all in. And inhale to extend. Now option 1, stay here, stay still. Option 2, you can bend the left knee. Option 3, grab hold of the left foot with the right hands and kick that left leg away. Keeping the heart open and stay with the breath. Exhale, gently release, come back to the earth. Both of your hands on the floor and checking in with your claws. Keep the knees at hip width apart, curl the toes under. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So feel free to walk the feet side to side if you need to. Or maybe finding your most still downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back, bellies in. And try to find the claw in your hands if you have lost it. One more deep breath, inhale. Exhale to stay. Good. Inhale, let's come up onto the tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Step the right foot forward and the left foot forward. So you can take many little steps if you need to. You don't have to take one whole big steps here. On your next inhale, let's find our flat back into a halfway lift. Option 1, fingertips touching the ground. Option 2, press your palms against your shins. Make sure that you're not pressing the knees here. So either your shins or your thighs, okay? On your exhale, take it all the way back down to the earth. Feel free to bend your knees. Feel free to shift your entire body weight forward towards the toes. Allow the head to feel heavy. Remember the breath. Inhale in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Let's softly bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Open up through the front side of the body. Feel the four corners of your feet to ground to the earth. And exhale, bring both of your hands in front of the heart into Samastitihi. So let's recall that intention that we have set in the beginning of this practice. Good. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, like drawing a straight line here all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, take your time. Inhale into a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms, bend the knees, and step one leg at a time into a plank. So if you're questioning, oh, should I keep that claw hands over here? Try to keep the claw hands and see if it's easier for you to maintain your plank, or maybe you just want to keep your unclaw your fingers, basically. We'll stay here for one more breath. Inhale in. You got this. And stay for the exhale. always, if it's a little bit too much for you guys, you can always drop the knees down, okay? So from here on, drop the knees, shift forward just a teeny tiny bit, bring the chest and the chin down to the earth. Good, inhale to slide forward into baby cobra. Keep the hands, both of your hands next to the rib cage. Squeeze the elbows in towards one another and press down through the top part of your feet. Exhale, engage the core, gently come all the way back up into downward facing dog. Good, on your next inhale, keep your feet hip width apart. Once again, we're gonna shift forward to plank. Good, keep pushing away through your hands. Bellies and legs are activated. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll do that one more time. So of course, if plank is a little bit too crazy for you today, drop the knees down to the earth. Inhale to plank. Keep both of your legs engaged. Exhale, lower the knees, chest and chin. Or if you have to practice, come with me. We're going to go down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Or if you prefer to stay in cobra or baby cobra, go ahead, heart open. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Find your awareness into the breath. And gently walk the feet together to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. So if your right foot gets stuck in the center, you can always help yourself. Grab that right foot and step it forward. Keep the back foot to stay on your toes. Bend the front knees. Inhale, reach your arms up into high lunge. Keep the front side of the body open, bending in the knees. Open the arms wide to the side. Let's wrap the left arms over the right and wrap it all around. So if this is a little bit too much for you, you can always just stick your forearms next to one another. So wherever you are, lift the elbows up towards your nose, keeping your chin parallel to the ground, and breathe. Gently release the hands down to the earth. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing to the opposite side. So walk the feet together to touch. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Bend the front knees. 90 degrees angle. Engage the core. Come all the way up into high lunge once again. Listen to your breath. Try to look towards one point, maybe on the floor, or maybe in the wall in front of your eyes here. So that point is drishti, a focal focus point that will keep your balance stable. Open your arms wide to the side. Wrap the right arms over the left, or stick your forearms next to each other and lift the elbows up towards the nose. And then slowly release the arms. Take the arms down to the earth. Step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Let's find Vinyasa. Inhale, gently shift forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, push away, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's walk the feet together to touch. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Let's bend the knees and point the right toes towards the back of your left shoulders. Keep both of your shoulders in line with one another into this three-legged dog. Option 1, stay here, please. Option 2, if you have to practice, go with me. Bend the left knee and drop that right toes down behind you, directly on the floor. Find your wild thing. Reach the right arms up overhead. Push away from the ground and breathe. Exhale, come back into that three-legged dog. Keep that right leg straight this time. Step the right foot forward in between your hands. Keep the back foot to stay on your toes, just like what we did earlier, and walk the hands forward. So once you walk your hands forward, keeping the back body lengthened, especially the back of the neck. Keep the lower bellies in. Now from here, you're going to find that little point on the floor, a drishti point, to keep your balance, because we're going to shift the body weight forward through the right foot and lift the left leg slowly up to the sky. So I'm going to move back so that you can see clearly what happened here. We can keep both of the hands on the floor. If you have a block, you can grab a block and place them underneath your hands here, or maybe a can foot if you don't have a block. And breathe. On your next exhale, bend the front knees, and slowly, with the control from the core, step the left back up into high lunge. Keep the heart open, sink a little deeper. And exhale, take the hands down, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Find the breath, walk the feet together to touch. We'll do the same thing to the other side. So inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Bend the knees, point the left toes towards the back of the right shoulders. Keeping the head relaxed, keeping the breath flowing. Option 1, please stay here. Option 2, drop that toes down behind you. Push away through the right palms. Reach the left arms up overhead into wild thing. And exhale, slowly step back into three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing the left foot forward in between your hands, finding that high lunge once again. So if this is a little bit too much for you in finding the balance, you can widen the stance between the left leg and the right leg so that you don't have to feel like you're going to fall sideways. On your next inhale, slowly reaching up, finding the drishti, finding your focal focus point. Keep the heart open and breathe. Good. On your exhale, take your hands down on the floor and walk the hands forward, keeping the back of the body lengthened here. Belly's in. Option 1, maybe walk the foot, the right foot, slowly in and begin to lift it up. Keeping the back of the neck lengthened, maybe stay on your fingertips, maybe keeping that left leg a bend so much, that's okay too. You don't have to keep the standing leg straight. In fact, there's a micro bend in the left knee right here. Good. On your next exhale, slowly, we're going to drop that right foot back on the floor. Bend the front knees. Inhale, come all the way back up into high lunge. Exhale, take your hands down to the earth. Slowly, slowly, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Good. Let's find Vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push away, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's drop the knees down onto the floor. We're meeting back into tabletop position. So from here on, checking in so that your knees are at hip width apart. So if you have knee sensitivity, you can grab a blanket. I don't have any knee sensitivity, but sometimes it's nice to to remind everyone to be really kind to you, to their body, okay? So keep the knees and hip width apart here. Keep the toes bent so that you can stay on your toes. On your next inhale, you're gonna reach your arms up overhead. So pay attention. When you reach the arms up, there's a tendency that you're pushing the lower bellies forward and leaning back here. So try to avoid that. You want to curl the tailbones under and keep the lower bellies in, engaging in and up, okay? Engaging in and up, reaching the arms up, activating through the fingertips here. Take a deep breath in, and as you reach up to the sky, find opening on your vertebrae and keep the hips in line with your thighs and your knees, and begin to lean back just a teeny tiny bit. Lean back without pushing the hips forward. Okay, so try to lean back without pushing the hips forward. And slowly come back to the center. Good. From here on, bring your arms down the side of your body. And I'm going to bring my right hands here on top of my heels. If it's a little bit too far away from you, you can place your block or anything that looks like a block in a higher level and place it next to your right foot, okay? So be nice. Do what you can. Use your resources at home. And then we're going to place that right hand on top of the back of our ankle here and reach the left arms up to the sky. So when you reach the left arms up to the sky, again, without pushing the hips forward, try to keep rolling the tailbones under, bellies in, and reach the left arms up to the sky. Keeping the heart open and the breath going. Maybe option one, stay here. Maybe reach the left arms up next to the ears. And if you feel like you want to open the head back, go ahead and do that. But I know some of us are a bit scared to do that. That's okay. That's completely normal. So keep tucking your chin into the chest and breathe. Inhale, engage the core. Slowly come back to the center. And we'll do the same thing to the opposite side, okay? So left hands maybe on your ankle, maybe on the block or anything really. And reach that right hands overhead. Remember to pull the lower bellies and engage the core so that you don't have to compress your lower back. And as you exhale, maybe stay here. Maybe reach the right arms next to the right ears, keeping the heart open and breathe. Like to drop the head back completely, go ahead and do that. And some of us just prefer to tuck the chin in. And then slowly engage the core, come all the way back into your knees. Now we can do this thing with both hands behind our ankle. Okay, so you can try this with me, or maybe just do one hand at a time. So this is the beauty from practicing at home, because there's not really any competition here, because yoga is not about competition, okay? So either hands on your ankle or on your blocks. Keep the heart open. Try to remind yourself to pull that lower belly in. Maybe tuck the chin in. Maybe drop the head back. So choose your battle. Do what you can. One more deep breath. And then slowly tuck the chin in if you haven't already. Slowly come all the way back onto your knees. I know this is a lot on the knees. That's a little bit crazy. Let's take it down into child's pose and stay here for a little while. Sometimes our forehead doesn't want to touch the ground, and if that's the case, grab your book or anything, any props that is higher than your ground to add that little leverage, and rest the forehead against it. Allow the breath to flow. Allow yourself to feel every inhalation Allow yourself to let go every exhalation completely. And slowly we're going to come back into our hands once again. So I'm going to put this blanket away because we don't need it anymore. And then let's meet on our probably last downward facing dog for this class today. Lifting the hips up and back, allowing the back of the neck to open, allowing the back of your legs to open. Good, let's come up onto the tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Step the feet little by little, just to see how long you can keep your palms flat on the ground this way. And then slowly exhale into forward folds. You can as well keep your hands behind your calf or ankle so that you can open up more through the back of your body. And then slowly, slowly come back into the center. Hands on the floor. Inhale, lift the chest into halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Let's come down directly on the ground. So find your way to drop your sit bones onto the floor. And we're going to extend the legs long. Knee. And we'll place the right ankle on top of the left thighs. Flex the left foot and allow your right hands to rest on top of the right knees so that you can guide the right knees a little closer to the earth. Keeping both of your feet activated is very important to avoid any injuries on your knees, okay? So do what you can to remind yourself about keeping these 2 feet activated. Sit nice and tall as well. Good, let's inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Keep the heart open. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the right side. So bring the right hands behind you and the left hands against the right thighs. So every time you exhale, try to pull the bellies a little bit in, closer to the spine, and find a deeper twist. So finding a deeper twist doesn't mean that you have to strain your neck, okay? So allow your gaze to follow where the heart goes. Keeping both of your shoulders completely relaxed. Good, and then slowly come back to the center. And let's bring both of the hands behind our sit bones. Point your fingers towards your buttocks here. So you begin to lean back. So as you lean back against your palms, lift up from the sternum, from the chest bone. Loop the shoulders up and away from the ears here. Let's bend the left knee, keeping that right leg against our left thighs. Bend the left knee. Option 1, stay here. I know some of you already feel like this is really, really, really tough already, so please stay. But I guess my friends and family in Indonesia, they can go a little deeper because we're used to sit on the floor. We don't really sit on the chair, right? So if you have the accessibility to open up the hips, we're going to press down against the clawed hands and lift the hips off the ground. Maybe just a little bit, that's okay. You don't have to go all the way up unless you feel like it and then your body has the space to do it. Engage the core. Maybe tuck your chin in and breathe. And slowly come back down to the earth. Okay, so let's release your legs, release your hands, and we're going to extend the right leg and bend the left knee, place that left ankle on top of your right thighs. Flex both of your feet, sit nice and tall, and give a gentle reminder to the left knee to stay away from the body to bring it all the way down, not all the way down, but a little closer to the earth. Good, let's inhale, reach your arms up overhead, keeping the heart open. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the left side, placing the right hands on the outer edge of the left thighs and the left hands behind us on the floor. So at this stage, I still keep both of my feet activated, and I'm keeping my spine long by pointing my crown all the way up to the sky. And try to explore what happened if you pull the bellies in towards the spine. What is the sensation that you feel? And then slowly come back to the center. Let's bring both of the hands behind our lower back again on the floor. Spread the fingers wide, and we can actually claw here because it feels so good for the wrist. Claw down to the earth. Let's bend the right knee. Maybe stay here. Option 1. Especially if you're feeling super tight on your hips, go ahead and stay here, keeping the chest open, okay? Option 2, you can push away against the palms, against the sole of the feet, and lift the hips up towards the sky. I feel really hard to do this while talking. You probably hear it on my breath. And exhale, slowly, 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 slowly. Come all the way back down onto the earth and release your legs. Good. Let's come onto the center of the mat, and then this is the time for us to take it down on the floor. So this is the most important part of our practice, Shavasana. So if you don't have any time to do your yoga, at least you have time to do a little bit of Shavasana. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest and rocking side to side. Allowing yourself to receive a gentle lower back massage from the earth. And slowly we're going to take it back to the center. And let's extend the legs long. So if you don't have any issues with your lower back, you can keep your legs straight out and arms down the side of your body, turning the palms out so that you can relax your shoulder blades. If you do have issues with your lower back, I would suggest you to bend your knees, bring the knees in, and feet apart so that your legs look like a little tent. It is so good to be able to release a big sigh. So if you need to do the same thing to release any physical or emotional tension, go ahead, yawn, or maybe let out a big sigh. Allowing the earth to hold you. And since you've realized that you are being fully supported by the ground beneath you, allow yourself to let it go. Allowing your breath to come out of your body as you exhale is also allowing things to let go. We all know that we are exhaling through the breath because there's always a new breath that are coming in. And most of the time we take our breath. From the second we wake up in the morning, we just kind of expect our body to breathe all automatically. Maybe this is time for us to take a step back and to actually be very grateful or thankful that we are being given another hour, another second to breathe. Observing the quality of your breath. Sometimes you can even taste the sweetness in the air as you inhale so deeply. And sometimes, as you let go completely through the exhales, you can feel each one of the back part of the body beginning to let go a little more. And begin to deepen the breath, allowing your toes and your fingers to move. Reaching your arms overhead and stretch it all out. Maybe yawn. Some of us need to yawn in order to keep ourselves conscious, not to fall asleep. And then slowly bring the knees in to the chest and roll completely to your right side. You can use your right upper arm as a pillow here. Keep a seated position. Find your most comfortable seat, maybe in a cross-legged, maybe stretching your legs out. Let's bring both of the hands in front of the heart. Just gently allow your thumbs to rest against your heart so that you can feel your heartbeats. We'll end the practice by chanting Om together one time. Before we chant, let's take a deep, 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 deep breath in. And exhale to sigh. Inhale to chant. Gently bring both of your thumbs up between your eyebrows for your intuition. Bring your thumbs down to your lips for truth and honesty. Bring the thumbs down to your heart for love and compassion. Bring your hands down to the earth. Namaste. So thank you everyone for coming to this class. Thank you so much for Sutra Yoga, who has given us a space to practice together 3 times a week with me every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And as you can tell already that we didn't make it to the peak pose because I want to prepare our body properly before we get into the peak pose, which is a king dancer pose or Natarajasana. So if you have the time, you can actually replay this video again, because as soon as I end the stream, the video will be available on Sutra Yoga's channel for forever, I guess. And on Saturday, we're going to try to get into that peak pose, which is Natarajasana. It's going to be fun. Keep practicing. Wash your hands. Tell all your friends to come join our practice together. The entire world are colliding in this channel. That would be amazing. I see my cousin Icha giving you a shout out, and Mononoke. Thank you so much. Is this Aline? Fartun, thank you so much. And Jessica, thank you so much for always supporting this channel and always coming to this practice. So thank you guys. Stay safe, stay at home, and see you on Saturday. Thank you, Jessica.